Well, I had a birthday a couple months ago. I'm just thinking, is that a jab? Thank you, Mr. Chair, and congratulations, Judge Kidd. You're going to be able to tell pretty easily that we are the two senators representing California because we both enjoy emphasizing the value of diversity in this committee and in our questions of nominees that come before us. So appreciate listening to the conversation I walked in on about the diverse perspectives that are important to have on the bench. Firm believer and cheerleader for diversity on the bench, not just because I think it improves the work product of the federal judiciary when there are people with a wide variety of both life and professional experiences that feed into the deliberations and the decisions. But in addition to that, I think as we're working to restore public confidence in the federal judiciary, we'll leave the Supreme Court alone here for a minute, but at all levels. And so coming into this process with that mindfulness, not just of what you and your potential service would represent, but I heard your mention about expanding the opportunities and access for clerkships, because you know how important clerkships can be for young attorneys as they're beginning their careers, whether it's in public service or in the private sector and beyond. So I heard a couple of the ideas that you mentioned. I don't know if there's any others of what you would do if you're fortunate enough to be confirmed to continue to broaden that reach and diversity for clerks in your courtroom.
Yes, Senator. So in addition to what I spoke about earlier, I do believe that there are things that we can do to improve the pipeline. Pipeline, I think, is part of the problem, the issue that can be addressed. So I have participated in several pipeline programs that are developed to address the pipeline. Such the Administrative Office of the Federal Courts had one a year or two ago about magistrate judges, and it was really to inform lawyers, law students about the process of becoming a magistrate judge, to kind of pull the curtain back a little bit on that process and to encourage people who might not otherwise think of themselves as someone who could be a magistrate judge to give that a second thought and provide resources for them and an opportunity to speak to current magistrate judges. So in that way, addressing school groups the same way, law schools especially, I think is another way to address that problem of just putting in law students' minds the idea that that is something that they want to do, so that then we then have a better pool of applicants to draw from.
Look, I'm a big believer in those pipeline programs, as you call them, or outreach programs, as I understood them. I am not an attorney. I'm an engineer, and if it wasn't for those outreach programs when I was in high school, I don't think I would have thought of it or certainly achieved it. So there's a lot of value there. In the time remaining, I'm going to sort of flip the script a little bit on you. Because we've already talked about diversity and ideas on how to do better outreach here. So for those aspiring lawyers watching at home, for that young person, maybe a law student, maybe an undergrad, maybe a high school student, or even younger, with a little bit of an idea or a dream of maybe someday becoming a federal judge, share with us and share with them what inspired you to pursue this career path.
Thank you for that, Senator. I am not someone who grew up in a family of lawyers. I grew up in a working class family. It was a great family, but no lawyers in my family. So it's not something that I thought about when I was going through high school, or really even until about junior year of college, when I took a course on constitutional law, which I thought was really fascinating, and I developed a relationship with that professor. And then at that point, I decided to go to law school. So it was really that point that I decided that law was something that I was interested in. And in terms of being a judge, I would say my clerkship with Judge Gregory on the Fourth Circuit was instrumental in that. Again, I did not have judges in my family growing up, so seeing him and how he approached the law and the importance to him of being in the community and community service as a judge, and working with him behind the scenes in each case. That's what really inspired me to someday think that I myself might want to be a judge one day. So I would encourage anyone who has an inkling of going to law school to talk to people, develop those types of relationships with their professors, if they know any judges, and to, if they do decide to go to law school, give clerking a thought.
Oh, well, two great lessons today: the value of pipeline programs and the value of mentorship.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thanks, Senator Padilla. Senator Blackburn, we'll give you a moment to compose yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate that. Judge Kidd,